What is up, my dudes? Jordan here, and today in this video, we are going to discuss Jujutsu Kaisen episode 23. Now, I am actually all the way caught up on the Jujutsu Kaisen manga series, but I am very much enjoying recapping what I already know by watching the anime. I'm picking up on a lot of things in the manga that I either forgot or that I didn't quite get enough detail into and understand fully. And episode 23 with Megumi's backstory and his character development are signs that it is really good to both read the manga and watch the anime, because you get a sense of completion, overall understanding of these characters and their future character developments. Episode 23, like every other episode of Jujutsu Kaisen, has its really ridiculously cool fight scenes and animation, but episode 23 has a really cool backstory of Megumi, or to say, the beginning of his backstory. We get a sense of his safe, secure borders that he puts on himself, per se, to sort of protect his fragile insecurities and guilt from childhood, more or less. And as the episode goes on and as he starts to break down those barriers and unleash his domain, which is ridiculous, you start to really get a sense of why Megumi is the way that he is and the future potential that he could have in Jujutsu Kaisen. The scene with him and Gojo training and the flashbacks of Sukuna saying he is a wasted potential are really good insights to what is the future of Megumi and his character development. Basically, like I said, he's putting up these walls and these barriers on himself to more or less protect himself from other people. He was abandoned as a child. His father and another lady who had a daughter met up and left and abandoned him and his sister, basically. And Gojo adopted him from the Zenny clan, which is where he was sold off to, more or less. I would get in more to the clans and everything in this series, but there's really cool little tidbits in the manga that you should read for yourself to find more about the clans of Jujutsu Kaisen in general. Like I said, Gojo adopts him and makes him into the Jujutsu sorcerer he is today. And through this fight with the cursed spirit of Sukuna's finger, he slowly unleashes those barriers, and his domain expansion is ridiculous. It's basically unleashing all of his animal things that he has on this cursed spirit in a domain. There's this black puddle stuff that he has in his expansion where all of the different animals are flying in and grabbing the cursed spirit and attacking it, and it is just really, really cool. And in order to do this, right before it happens, he sort of breaks character almost, but it's further character development for Megumi. He starts to kind of lose himself and act completely differently than he normally does with his cool and complex personality. He sort of goes crazy almost, and his smile and teeth are a sure sign that what he is doing right now is completely different than the character of Megumi that we know right now. Basically, Megumi's trying to find a balance of who he is and who he needs to be in the future. And with all these different factors in his life giving him guidance, showing him what to do, and the shames of his past of being abandoned and fighting in school and all of these other things are sort of colliding in him all at once. And with his friendship of Yuji and everybody else, he is definitely coming to a point where he might in fact reach his full potential sooner rather than later. Now, where we are in Jujutsu Kaisen right now in the anime is leading up to the next big arc, and I'm not going to go into any further spoilers regarding the future arcs, but definitely this is a really important little section in the series which enables characters like Megumi to further their character development. And I'm for one all about it. Megumi is one of my favorite characters in the entire series, and he was definitely sort of bland up until his fight with Sukuna, and now with this cursed spirit and glimpses into his backstory. It's really cool seeing somebody who comes off with this cool collect vibe sort of break down and change and mold into somebody that they actually want to be in order to further their life, progress, get where they want to be, all of these things. Now, like I said earlier, I'm completely caught up on the Jujutsu Kaisen manga, but I'm almost more enjoying watching the anime. And like I said earlier, I sort of catch things more whilst watching the anime. Not that Gigi, whatever his name is that's slipping my mind right now, doesn't do a fantastic job as a mangaka doing Jujutsu Kaisen, but Studio Mappa is just bringing out the color and the vibrance and the aesthetic of this series just perfectly. It is like exactly what the author intended, and you can tell when you're reading the manga that Mappa is definitely bringing out the absolute best of Jujutsu Kaisen. Hey, I'm really happy that you watched this video. If you are an individual who finds yourself enjoying anime and manga reviews, analyses, anything of that sorts, then please consider subscribing. I would greatly, greatly appreciate it. Thank you.